Is it safe to come out? I'm a little scared. Everything that I came back to, I'm frightened. Like, what's going on? What's happening? Is this a sign to just never leave again? Oh my god. Okay. Well, hello. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. I'm back. Good to see you all. Hi, Kaiser. Hello, Nathaniel. Bal. Welcome. I'm finishing the remnants of my dinner right now. I have like a few little bites. I have a buffalo chicken burger. Yeah. And it's not even made out of real chicken. It's chickpeas. Ooh, yeah. A man walked into a bar, then he came out. I do have a little bit of a cough. These allergies are kicking my ass. I'm not sick. This is all allergy related. The pollen is so aggressive this year. I have like nasal spray. I have cough drops. I went through 3 packs of tissues. Ooh, excuse me. 3 packs of tissues in like a day. Like this pollen is just, it's messing me up. So I will be randomly coughing here and now because it's terrible. But I do have my water here. Yeah. There it goes. Again, I'm not sick. It's just allergies. It's pure allergies. I feel like I got punched in the face. It's been like a week. And it's just, yeah, it's honestly, this is better than it was a week ago. But these allergies, bro, like, ugh. It is. It's aggressive pollen. It's terrible. And it doesn't help that I went to go look at the cherry blossoms. The weather is getting better. It's supposed to rain for the next few days, so I'm hoping the rain clears out the pollen. Let me chug some water. Yeah, okay, there we go. I'm hoping the rain clears out some of the pollen and I don't have to suffer anymore. But yeah, I went to go look at the cherry blossoms and over the weekend, and they're beautiful. Beautiful. They're in peak bloom. I love them. But I literally was just like right under them, sitting down, enjoying the view. And then, as I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna not breathe this week, huh? Damn it. It was worth it though. They're so beautiful. Oh, it's raining in your corner of the world. It should be raining pretty soon, so yeah. Wish me luck, guys. This pollen is terrible, but the weather should be nice after this week once the rain clears out, and hopefully other allergy sufferers will no longer be in pain. Anyway, so what the fuck? First of all, let's get into me being away. Okay, let's get into that. Let's start with some good things. I got to spend time with my family, with some loved ones. I took my goddaughter out to eat. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I got to spend time with my family, friends, loved ones, all of that good stuff. I wouldn't call it a vacation because I was still working remotely. Since I fortunately am able to do that, so I was still working, during the daytime, but I was able to work in my family house and be with my dog all day, and he's a funny dog. He currently has a new hyperfixation, so our neighbors for some reason have like these wooden planks, and they were really close by to the fence to the point that our dog saw them. And the thing about my dog is he's a little weird. He likes to chew on things that he's not supposed to. That's why how bulldogs have those like spiky teeth coming, the canines, like the canines coming from the bottom. He doesn't have those anymore because he filed them down because he likes to chew on bricks. and we have tried to stop him from chewing on the bricks, but he just finds a new brick or a rock. So he doesn't have those teeth anymore. I don't know why he likes that. He has a bajillion toys. But anyway, so he saw these planks, and of course he started chewing on them, and then my dad was like, uh-oh. So then my dad like pushes them as far as he can back under the fence to the neighbors. Well, the problem is the dog knows that they're there, and he does not move from the spot. And I think I've shared the picture with you guys. I shared it in Discord. That's what it is. Those are the planks that he wants, and my parents have tried to block it with as much stuff. So if you haven't seen the picture, it's in Discord. It's in the pets channel. He wanted the planks, and every time he goes outside, he goes to that spot and he waits, and he doesn't move. He doesn't do anything. We call him, he doesn't come in. He doesn't want to eat. He doesn't want to drink anything. He is stubborn, and he's fixated on it. Because that's just how bulldogs are. Bulldogs are naturally stubborn. So he doesn't want to move. So yeah, traits of their owners. Hey, okay, yeah, well, I'm stubborn too, but still. Well, actually, everyone in my family's stubborn, so I guess, yeah. So that's what I was dealing with all week. Every time I took him outside, I had to go like stand out there in the backyard and be like, no. And then he obviously doesn't want to listen to anybody. So I had to like, what I would do is I would grab his harness. His harness has like a handle on the top. And so he would lay there in the grass, not moving. And he would like make himself heavy on purpose. So I'd put the harness on him, not easily, because he didn't want to make it any easier. I'd put the harness on him, and I just pick him up from that handle like a briefcase. And that's how I would get him inside the house. Otherwise, he's staying out there. Like, I don't know what his problem is. I don't know why he's so fixated on those planks. Like, it's so weird. My dad has come up with a different solution, so our backyard kind of does like this round thingy. So the other half of the backyard is like between the fence and the house. So my dad found like a big wooden thing and he put it in between. So now he's only allowed to go outside on that half of the house and not the other side where the planks are. So that's it. I'll show you a picture of what I mean, because it's kind of funny because he just sits there and he looks so sad. I'm like, what's the problem? You're outside. You get to go potty. You still get to run around. But he doesn't go to see his planks on the other side of the fence. So he's a little upset. My dad sent me the picture. I'll share it with you guys. And I'll also share you a picture of his teeth because my dad just sent a picture of his bottom teeth. All he has is this little teethies, the little like 4 in the front, the small ones. But the big canine ones, they're gone. It just makes me so sad because he used to look like Spike the Bulldog. But then he decided to file them down by chewing on the rocks. I can't even explain it. What the fuck? Anyway, lots of fun. Cherry blossoms, beautiful. Plants in bloom, beautiful. In return, I sound like this. I do sound better, like I was saying. This is a lot better than it was a week ago. I literally sounded like I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes. It was terrible, but it's just part of looking at flowers, I guess. Next week is the Met Gala. We will be doing the tier list. Another thing that's happening next week, the conclave will begin on May 7th. So if you don't know what the conclave is, it is where they elect a new pope. So unfortunately, Pope Francis passed away last Monday, April 21st. Rest in peace. He passed away of a stroke that led to heart failure and went to a coma and passed away. I think it was whether you're religious or not, you can't really deny Pope Francis' influence, not just within Catholicism, but around the world. A lot of people who are not Catholic were grieving and mourning the loss of this great man. He has done a lot of progressive reform within the Catholic Church, which is amazing. And I know there's a lot of critics out there that are saying, oh, he's just doing the bare minimum. You can't compare what he did to Western standards. It's just not going to happen. What he did within terms of the church is very progressive and amazing. And honestly, I am in awe that it was even allowed to happen. I grew up in a Mexican Catholic household, so trust me, there's a lot of things that they need fixing. But Pope Francis did a lot, and he did earn the respect of many people around the world, people who are atheists, people who are of other religions. They respected him, and I hope that the next Pope can continue his legacy. And I really like Pope Francis. I think he was a very humble man, which is one thing that I absolutely appreciated of him. Was he was very humble. He didn't wear the golden cross like other popes did. He just wore a simple wooden one. His quarters were just a very simple bed, and that's it. He donated his salary to charity. He doesn't want to be buried in the basilica where all the other popes are. He wants to be buried in a different one, which his funeral was Saturday, this past Saturday. So I do like how he carried himself. I think that's how religious leaders should carry themselves. They should be humble and not expect all this greatness to them. Like, it should be the other way around. You know, the people shouldn't be for the Pope should be for the people, and that's how he was known. So he was known as the people's Pope, and I hope the next one can continue to carry on his legacy. Yep, he made his mark on the world, and I do hope he rests well. And please, conclave, please don't mess this up. Like I said, it begins May 7th. If you don't know the process, it's okay. There's a movie on it. My dad said it's a good movie. I haven't seen it. I think Stanley Tucci's in it. It won an Oscar. So I don't know. I just have to see it. But the conclave, basically, all the cardinals around the world that are under 80 are flying to the Vatican, and they are going to lock themselves in the Sistine Chapel, and they will vote. From my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong. I was reading this the other day because I had no idea what goes on in the conclave. Why would I know that? But I was curious. So I was reading, and they do 4 votes a day. So they do 2 in the morning and then 2 in the afternoon. And they need to get the person that they want to elect. The person needs to have 2/3 majority of the vote in order to be elected Pope. If after 3 days they don't have a conclusion, they take a break. They take a 1-day break to pray and to converse and all of that stuff. And then they continue. There is no timeline for this. It can take as long as they need to. I looked up what was the longest conclave. Apparently the longest conclave was in 1281, where it took 3 years for them to elect another pope. I was like, what? 3 years without a pope? That's insane. 3 years locked up in the Sistine Chapel? I would go insane. Oh my God. But I hopefully it doesn't come to that this time, although it would be interesting. Pope Francis only took 24 hours to be elected Pope. They must have really liked him. Excuse me. So who knows how long this will take. I think with the one previous, Benedict was a few days. I don't remember. But yeah, in 1218, it took 3 years. Or 1281, not 1218, 1281. Took 3 years. Yup, 3 years for them to elect a new pope. It's insane. But yeah, that's what goes on. If there is no pope elected at the end of the day, I think it's after the last vote. Is it after the last vote, or is it after each vote? This is where I forget. I don't know if it's after each vote or at the end of the day. Either way, if they've elected a new pope, there's going to be white smoke and bells chiming, and if they haven't, it's going to be black smoke. Now, the bells chiming with the white smoke is actually a new addition. It used to be just white smoke, but people would like see the white smoke and would confuse the colors. Sometimes it would be mixed with black, apparently. So it's to avoid confusion, they added the bells. So I was like, okay, cool. Anyway, fun fact. So that also begins next week. People will be watching. It's a televised media thing. So that's what happened outside in the, I guess, non-VTuber space. The VTuber space. Jesus. Guys. What the fuck? What's happening? Did someone, like, pull the plug on VTubers? What happened? I'm gone for 2 weeks and the VTuber world explodes? What did I come back to? You know that meme where the guy's walking into the room with holding a pizza and everything's on fire? That's me coming back with my suitcase. What's going on? All right, so let's start with graduations, okay? There's a few graduations. Oh my god. Okay, first and foremost, we have Gora. Gora has graduated. Actually, her graduation stream was earlier today, Japan time. So she had her graduation. Gora, everybody should know Gora. If not, go check her out. Go check out her previous stuff because she is an icon. She is a legend within the VTuber space. She was one of the first to be in Hololive English with the Hollow Myth, along with Mori, and a bunch of others. Honestly, their names don't come to me. I'm so sorry. I don't keep up with the corpo VTubers very much. But Gora, I have followed her because I thought she was funny, chaotic, and cute. And I like the myth of Atlantis. And sharks. I freaking love sharks. So I've been following her for some time. I'm also not super into the lore. I'm sorry. I just know their background stories, but I don't know like how everything is connected. I guess that, I don't know if that makes me a fake VTuber fan. I'm sorry. It's just a lot. But yeah, Gora graduated. Mume also graduated, and Shion also graduated from Hololive. Yes, it did get some mainstream media news. I was also surprised. I'm like, oh, hello. But yeah, all three of those girls from Hololive, they have graduated. From Niji Sanji, Fulgur, and Ike are graduating as well. Niji Sanji kind of fell off for me, so I think I only follow like 2 girls. And that's about it. Niji has a lot of work to do. I do not blame them for leaving, honestly. So good luck to them. I know Ike was one of the first, in the first wave of the male VTubers for Niji Sanji English, so good for him. V Shoujo Matara, she is also graduating. She is leaving V Shoujo. Well, I wouldn't say graduating because she's still going to be streaming and she's still keeping her IP. She's just leaving V Shoujo. I don't know much about it. So with Matara, she was in Niji Sanji. She was the Fox VTuber. I cannot remember the name. I'm so sorry, but she was the Fox VTuber. She was one that I did keep up with prior to her graduating and before Niji Sanji decided to shoot themselves in the foot. However, I did not keep up with her when she debuted in V Shoujo, simply because she is a cockroach VTuber. And if you've been here long enough, you know how much I hate bugs. And she seems like a very nice person. However, I could not get past the insect VTuber model. The legs creeped me out. I couldn't do it. I actually have her muted. I have her account muted because I could not deal with the bug model. It just makes my skin crawl. I'm sorry, Matara. You do seem like a lovely, lovely person, and I'm sure you're wonderful. I just could not do the insect thing, and every time it popped up on my feed, it would creep me out, and like I couldn't even look at my phone anymore. I can't do cockroaches or bugs. I hate them. I see cockroaches and I feel the creepy crawly on my leg, and I cannot have that. I'm so sorry. So, so she's leaving me shoujo. For Indie, the Minecraft YouTuber dream apparently is become a VTuber. I just saw that recently, and people are just like, oh my god, this is terrible. I don't watch him. I don't know anything about him other than his horrible face reveal fiasco. That's all I know about him. Apparently he's not that great of a person either, so I guess I don't lose much about not knowing about him, alright? But apparently he's a VTuber now, I guess. And now the biggest scandal in the indie VTuber space. The Cinder drama. Oh my god. This is gonna take a while, so let's play some Palworld while we chat about this. In Palworld, I'm gonna be adding some field crops to my cows because when I checked on them, they had no food, even though I feel like I just fed them. So let's go plant some fields for my cows so they can be self-sufficient as well as the other ones. And let's talk about this whole VTuber Cinder thing. Oh my god, I cannot. I already did update. What do you mean? It's asking me to update my controller. I did that before the stream. Your favorite VTubers are always stream when you're sleeping. I understand, yeah. Some of my favorites that I watch are Japan time, so I just have to watch clips and highlights. Aw, thank you! See, the bug VTubers, like, I look at them like they're cute, but then when I see their legs and their antennas move, that's when I get the creepy crawlies. And I can't do it. I can't. Like, they're fine if I don't see the antennae or legs or anything, but just thinking about it, just I can't. The thing with me and cockroaches specifically is when I was little, I don't know if I ever told y'all this story, but when I was little, let me just get into, there we are. I was sitting around playing, I had one of those like vanity thingies, that you know, all like 6, 7, 8-year-old girls do. And I was just there brushing my hair, and all of a sudden I feel something on my leg. I'm assuming that it's just like a hair, because I've always had long hair. I love my long hair. I just assumed it was my hair, so I just kind of like used my hand to brush it off, but I didn't really look. But then I feel it again. This time I actually looked, so I was like, oh, I thought I got the hair. When I look down, it's a cockroach climbing on my leg, and I freaked out and I screamed, and now whenever I see cockroaches and bugs, I feel the thing on my leg again. So, I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I feel them on me. Creeps me out. Oh, my little burger. I forgot about my burger. So anyway, that's why I don't do bugs. Okay, cows. We are going to put you away. Just for now. Wrong one. There we go. Okay. You're gonna stay there because I don't want the milk to go bad. And also, you're not really gonna be in the way. I'm gonna pick up the milk before it spoils. Excellent. They're more scared of us than we are of them. I was pretty frightened in that moment, actually. I don't think he was that scared if he was climbing up my leg like nobody's business. Although spiders don't creep me out, which is weird. I think spiders are fine. I think because my brother owns a tarantula, I think I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Alright, so the Cinder drama. What happened? How did this happen? Who's Cinder? Let's start with that. Cinder is a big indie VTuber. She's one of those overnight sensation stories. You know how people say you can't really grow overnight and that only happens to like a few people? Well, she's one of the few that it happened to. She started off doing roleplay YouTube videos, those really cringe ones, the ASMR ones. So she did that and she like exploded, and then from there she went to streaming and being a VTuber on Twitch. And she grew to popularity. People, liked her personality, and she became friends with all these other big indie VTubers. And to the public eye, it seemed that everybody was great friends. Or so we thought. Anyway, I never really followed Cinder. She gave me some sort of weird feeling. Not a bad one, but one, I don't know. When I first started getting into VTubers, obviously looking at the big ones, I never really got into Corpo VTubers. I think the only ones that I think that I'll say I do like that are Corpo are Iron Mouse and Zen, just because I think they're great. But I liked them before I even knew they were Corpo. When I found out, I was like, oh, okay, cool. But that came like a later thing. But when I came across Cinder, I don't know. There was nothing negative. It was just something that I wasn't really interested in. I don't know. I can't really tell you. But anyway. So. Oh crap, I need seeds. Duh. So for years, Cinder, Bao, Lily, all these other big indie VTubers have been friends, right? Well, a few days ago, I think a week ago, it's been a week now, there was a Google Doc released about one of the, I think it was like Cinder's main VTuber model, Mama, that she released a document saying that she's no longer going to work with Cinder, and apparently Cinder has been bad-mouthing, the berries are not here, are they? She has been bad-mouthing her, and her manager, Red, have been pretty much talking bad about Bao and all these other VTubers, and to get this model creator to not work with them. There's like 4 or 5 Google Docs out there with all this information. And it's so sad. Like, I urge you to read them because there's just so much information. Like, there is a 2-hour VTuber video. Yes, it's been shared in the Discord. Thank you for sharing it. That has a breakdown of everything. Please go watch it. I'm not gonna go into what each Google Doc says, because it's all just terrible. It's like a huge betrayal. I need PAL fluids. Crap, I forget that I need all of that. It's a huge betrayal to her friends, and also to her fans, to everybody, and her apology was one of those non-apologies. It's your typical not completely my fault mental health kind of thing, which I was so afraid that it was going to be. I was like, this is not going to be a real apology that we're going to get our way. It's insane. The way the whole thing went down, it's so not fair. Yeah, it's hurtful when you find out that someone that you thought was your friend was actually trying to stop you from being successful. From what I've seen, I don't, this is a personal thing, I don't feel any remorse from the apology. I don't feel it at all. I don't sense it. I've seen Shy Lily's response to it. I watched some of her her stream where she spoke on it. I've seen Bow's. Bow's was so sad. She was so hurt. She was crying, obviously. If you haven't seen Bow's response to it, please do. The poor girl, like, she cannot catch a break. But I don't feel any sincereness into that apology, which I don't think anybody else does. Nobody believes this apology, because it literally, if you read it at all, it's just passing blame onto someone else. Apparently, she was unaware that these things were happening. That's so not true. Apparently the manager is also her long-term boyfriend. How do you not know? Like, especially someone who's that close to you. How? You're gonna sit here and say that you don't know? That's ridiculous. Don't believe it at all. Let's stick with you. There's some other ones that work faster, actually. I just don't think it's a genuine apology. I mean, that's just those are my personal feelings to it. Again, I've never really been into her or a fan in general. Yeah, the whole thing is a mess. Alright, I'm just gonna go. There were some other ones that were a higher level. Oh, you. And you. And you. And you. I'm just gonna pick everyone here. Go build stuff. I think I did too many. But that's okay. The whole situation is a mess. I think, you know, Bao and all the other victims, take your time. Take all the time you need. I know from when I was watching Bao's response, she was recovering from something. You know, her friends were like, we'll talk to you, because she posted her Google Doc right after Nano did, but her friends were like, hey, we'll talk to you when you're feeling better. Like, they were so concerned that she wasn't up for what they were going to tell her. Like, that's how devastating this was. The whole thing is a mess. Okay, this is overlapping, and I hate it. Okay, that's better. Please build that. Keep forgetting about my burger. Alright, thanks guys. No, I'm gonna do tomatoes. Yes, 100% being an influencer attracts narcissistic people. Yes. When I lived in New York City, all these influencers, oh my god. They first of all, they will not talk to you unless they can gain something from you, which is ridiculous. At least with the New York influencers, they were honest and they weren't, you know, pretending to be your friend about it. I can respect that. It was still annoying, don't get me wrong, but at least they were upfront and be like, yeah, I won't talk to you unless you're gonna, like, give me something to benefit from. You know what? I respect that. That's fine. At least At least you're being open about it. But yes, influencing and having an online space and being successful can attract the wrong kind of people. And it's totally not fair to the people who are just kind in general. And I know Bao has been screwed over more than once by people she thought she could trust, which is like devastating. Like, what the fuck? Okay. But the thing is, I don't like it like this. And now I'm gonna have to refix it because it's gonna bother me. Damn it. I knew it was gonna bother me. Okay, let's do it this way. Oh yes, the fans too. I saw another one where people were burning her stuff. But then someone else said, don't burn it, just donate it. You know, people outside of the VTuber space aren't gonna know who this is, so it doesn't really matter. So just donate, turn something bad into something good, which I agree. You know, I don't think a kid is gonna care that they get a plushie from someone they don't know. You know, a plushie's a plushie to a child, right? So yeah, if you can donate your stuff, donate your stuff. But yeah, the fans are devastated that they found out that someone that they supported is a mean girl. I did see a post that did pique my interest. Not really my interest, but like it made me think. Usually when something like this happens, there is a canceled influencer to right-wing pipeline, and that's what this post was saying. They're like, how can we how much are we gonna bet that she's gonna come back as a right-wing grifter? And that made me think, and I was like, oh well, crap. And to me, if that's the audience that is going to give you a platform, you should really take a good look at yourself. Like, if that's who you're attracting, there's a problem. That's not a good thing. If that's your audience, something is wrong, and you should take a really good long look at yourself in the mirror. Like, is the money and success really worth having that type of audience? One that's gonna turn on you the minute you don't align with their ideology? Because it's happened so many times where these so-called canceled influencers go down the right-wing pipeline, and then the minute they say something, one thing that doesn't align with their views politically, morally, well, lack of morals, or lack of ethics, you're done. So, is that really worth it? Who knows if she's ever gonna come back from this? She could have saved herself. I don't know how. Who knows? I mean, this is very fresh. It's been, what, a week? So we'll see how this happens. But right now, she needs to stay away. Thank you for mining that. Okay, so the fields are there. Although, okay, let's leave it at that. I don't think I need a lot of pals. Let's see. That can stay there. Let's bring you back. You guys go build that. Okay, thanks. Okay, my burger is done. Plate away. Yay. Thanks, guys. Ah! I wanted to pet you. Good job. Thank you. Next. Pet. Thank you. Hi, John. Hello. Welcome. All right. Done. Put you in there. Put you in there. Did you finish? Not yet. Okay. I kind of need that out of the way. How many did I have? I had 4, right? Okay. But there is nothing here. Alright, well, I guess you're just not gonna let me. That's fine. Yep, I would think, like, not just their image, but just be a decent person. I think not talking bad about somebody who you're supposed to be close with should be a no-brainer, you'd assume, right? Especially if people can do screenshots. I don't know, I mean... Yeah, take better care of your image, but also just don't ever be the kind of person to put yourself in that place. Like, what do you gain? I mean, Bao put it perfectly when she released her dog. She said, if, you know, betraying your friends is how you're gonna get to the top, don't be surprised if you're gonna be alone. She said it something like that. You know, I didn't. I don't remember word for word, but that's what she said. Like, but it's true. Like, if you're going to step on everybody to get to the top, you are going to be alone. And the thing is, she was already at the top. How much more did she want? Like, all of this is just jealousy and greed. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, look at the little hearts. You're so cute. Yes, flaws will come back and haunt you when you do stuff like that behind people's back. Why is there rooster sounds when there are no roosters in this game? Riddle me that. Where are the rooster sounds coming from? Now looking at it, I don't like it. Okay, 2 can fit over there. Just need to... I could put that there. I'm trying to calculate something in my head and it's not going very well. It's too close to the box. I get that. I'm trying to... There we go. There we go. Excellent. Do I like the way this looks? Let's go to the very top. I mean, I don't like the spacing between these two, but I can't make it any closer. Because then it starts like... wrong one. Yeah, see what I mean? It says it's too close to the box. So I gotta put it... Oh, there we go. Aha! I fixed the spacing. No, I'm not done. I was just trying to figure this out. Oh my god, somebody is struggling with their tasks! Why? 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 Alright, let's get this figured out. Hold on. Okay, you guys go build. I'm gonna go check on the other base because somebody is struggling. And we can't have that now, can we? Alright, you guys go do that. I'm gonna go over here. Thanks. That was quick. Go do the other three. Okay, let me find which is the one. Okay, there's two that are stressed out. Don't tell me you're out of food. Please don't tell me you're out of food. Oh my god. No, there's still food. Okay, so then why are you stressed out? Who's stressing you out? It can't be me. Wrong one. You. Gotcha. Ah! You're overeating? Why? Hold on, hold on. Why are you upset? Okay. Get in there. Where's the other one? Where are the other two? Is it you? It is you. Come here. Get over here. Are you done being stressed out? No? You're still stressed? Get over here. Where's the other one? Okay, you're sleeping? Fine, take a nap. Don't care. Just stop being stressed. You. If you're stressed, get back in the spa! Oh my god. At least it's not a food problem. You guys are just overworking yourselves for some reason. I have y'all in like relaxed mode to prevent this. Like, I'm not in any rush or business for you guys to be stressing yourself out. Like, that's all you. There's no employee of the month here. Nobody's getting raises. You guys just relax, chill out. I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna keep chucking you guys in here until you feel better. No. Stay. You look like you're you're so stressed out. You're like in the ground, my guy. Where'd you go? You're in good condition now? Excellent. What about you? Are you in good condition? Almost. Oh, your sand is at 58. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna wait until you're like in the 80 something. I'm gonna stay here and keep... Okay, it's going up. Okay, okay. Nope. You're only at 69. Let's get you all the way up there. 72. Alright! Don't make me happy by not getting stressed. Okay, 78. Perfect. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. No. Gotcha. Get back here. And sink into the water. Alright, now where's the other one? He should be over there. I know you're in good condition now, but I don't want you to go back down. See, you're only at 51 sand. So I'm gonna need you to go back in there. And relax! Your job is to relax. Alright. Slacking off. I'm giving him a deserved mandatory break. Over the wall. That would be scary. I don't know my own strength. So while we're waiting for this one to heal, I think one more dip in the pool would be nice. My last thoughts on the whole Cinder situation. It's horrible. Yes, being betrayed like that is it's devastating. Success and wanting to be on top can definitely skew somebody's mind and perspective. Now, I don't know her, and I haven't followed her. As I said, I never really got into her. So it could be that this is something that... Are you good? Are you good? Yes, you are. Maybe over time, you know, maybe she started out with good intentions, and over time she just fell into this insecurity, which she had absolutely no reason to be. Because, I mean, she was a successful overnight story, which rarely happens to anybody, really. And she was able to maintain it. You know, a lot of people that go viral, they don't maintain their virality and end up losing whatever popularity they had once they have their 15 minutes of fame. But she was able to keep it. And not a lot of people can do that. So whether it's started off as innocent, or who knows, maybe she's always been this way. I don't know. Again, I don't know her, don't know anything of her, but the deed is done. The damage is already done. People are hurt. Her apology, no, let's do the other one, was not really an apology. Can she come back from this? It will take time. How much time is up to her and up to the people that she hurt. I say this from experience. 20 years ago, I did not make a good decision. And I think I've briefly talked about this before. But just to touch on it again, I was not the greatest friend. And this was 2 decades ago, so I was young, but I'm not going to use age as an excuse. I should have known better, and I didn't. I made the wrong choice. And I could blame a whole bunch of things. I could blame my environment, my home life, my mental health, the people that I was surrounded by. I could blame a whole mess of people. And while they contributed to who I was back then, well, not to say who I was, but to the bad decisions, I could contribute. They could contribute to it. At the end of the day, the decision was mine, and mine alone. I can't, like, once you hit rock bottom, that's where I was. I was at rock bottom, and I dug that hole myself. All these other influences were just tools. They were just the shovel to get me to rock bottom. But again, I'm the one that used those tools to get myself there, if that makes sense. Those decisions were mine. There were nobody else's. I made the wrong choices. And it took a lot of self-reflecting, took therapy, it took uncomfortable conversations, support from family, and just years of working on myself to never be that person again. You know, I can look back on it and I'm filled with so much shame and regret. And there's really nothing I can do to fix any of it. All I can do is not make those same mistakes again. Took what I learned throughout these past 20 years and be a better person. The hurt that I've caused is not up to me to decide that it's no longer going to affect somebody, if that makes sense. Like, I can apologize all I want, but I don't dictate someone else's feelings. Some of the people that I've hurt don't want anything to do with me. And that's valid. Just because I have changed and reflected and have been a better person does not mean I get to impose that on people that want nothing to do with me. Like, that's not fair. So, yes, she can apologize all she wants, but nobody has to forgive her. Nobody has to want to do anything to do with her ever again. That's not her choice. And yes, people can change. 100% people make mistakes. But she needs to own up to it. And with that apology, she did not own up to it. She blamed a bunch of other things and made herself the victim, which I get that's going to be the first response. But that's not what you need to do if you want to improve as a person. You need to accept the blame, accept what you did, feel the shame, and feel the regrets. Shame is what's going to help you be a better person. Because there are people who do things and don't feel shame, and then they keep doing that over and over again because they don't feel the shame. When you do something like that, you kind of have to carry the guilt with you a little bit. Like, come on. You have to. You can't avoid it. Otherwise, how are you going to be any better? If this is just her first round of realizing what she needs to do, okay, this is round 1. But she needs to realize that it's not going to be quick. It will take time. And there are 2 routes that this could go. If she does the right thing and actually changes and does what she needs to do, the 2 routes are, 1, her friends forgive her and they give her another chance. However, it will not be the same. It won't. Whether you like it or not, it will not be the same. Because once you cause that hurt, it's really difficult for people to trust you again. I mean, if you set a fire and you've hurt a lot of people with that fire, but then you come back with the fire extinguisher, it's like, hey, I've learned my lesson, here's a fire extinguisher. It's like, okay, great, but we still are gonna have like all these fire blankets and stuff, and we're gonna have 911 on speed dial because we don't trust you. It's like, okay, that's valid. Like, you can't expect people to just 100% take you back completely, right? So you can get the second chance. Just be aware. It probably won't be the same, and if you have to be okay with that. You have to. Like, this is part of the consequence. The second route is they want nothing to do with you. They can forgive you, but they'll still want nothing to do with you. And honestly, them forgiving you is more for them and not for you. It's more for their own inner peace if they want to. They don't even have to forgive you. They don't have to want to do anything with you. That's valid. Whether they forgive you or not, that's their choice. But that's the second one, and that's something that you need to accept. So even if she does become a different person and improves and learns on her mistakes and never does it again, these people, the ones that she hurt, her friends, have every right to just not accept it. They don't even have to hear an apology out. Like I said, 20 years ago, I made my mistake, and those same people don't want to hear from me. And that's valid. Even if they realize, like, hey, we were really young and stupid, and this is a stupid mistake, they still have every right to not want anything to do with me. Even if I'm here sitting at my big age with an apology ready and everything, they don't have to hear me out. They don't have to do any of that. I do not get to decide other people's feelings. And that's what Cinder needs to also realize. Even if she has a sincere apology, they don't have to hear her out. And she needs to live with that. Once she learns to accept that, I can't decide which pal to put on here. Once she decides and realizes that those are the two paths, then things can go right. But she needs to accept that, and it's going to take time. It's not something that is instant. Like I said, me and my mistake, that was 20 years ago when I was a stupid hormonal teenager. And yet, it took some time. It did. That's just what you do. You need to really reflect on this. And I hope she does. I always hope for the best outcomes, and I really hope she learns from this, and whether she takes the first path or the second one, I hope Lily, I think it's her name Sprite or Spite. I want to say it's Spite. She's a Cerberus VTuber. She was also one of the victims. While she wasn't friends with Cinder, she was still being attacked because she had a similar quote concept. Also a bunch of other big VTubers who weren't even friends. For these people to even accept you into the space, it will take time, and you need to be patient and work on yourself. Change can happen. People can learn and grow from their mistakes. And yes, I agree, Bao. Be honest in your effort and try to be a better person. You have to move forward, but you have to be genuine about it. And you have to not be afraid of being vulnerable and learning in who you are. Because once you accept that what you did was wrong, that's hurtful. Like, oh my God, it stings. It's just like, well, shit, I really did do that. And it's just like, damn, why? And you have to really sit there. Therapy session. I've been around for a while, guys. Sit with me. I mean, I'm not afraid to talk about the mistakes that I've made, simply because I've learned from them. And when I see something that's similar, it's like, you know, I get it, but there's just a lot of work to do. And I hope she realizes that. Again, I always hope for the best outcomes, and I really hope that there's something positive about this. But this is still freshly new. It's only been a week, so we'll see what else happens, if there's any new developments. And I know we like to be like, oh my gosh, this is drama, this is chisme. But at the end of the day, these are people's lives that were hurt. And we just need to be patient and respectful of those who were affected, really. And that is my last 2 cents on it. Trying to forget the Godzilla incident. I don't think there's enough therapy for that, actually. Especially if it keeps making the rounds. You would think after like a year and a half it would die down. But every so often I'll get a comment. And then I'm just like, oh my God, it's back. Alright, let's get these people to work. Sweet, I just need you to cool. That's your, actually you stay with fighting, but there's that. Ooh, it's coming back in full force. Ooh, okay. Alright. Let's do, no, not work preferences, not work mode. There we go. You stay there. Ah, right. It does feel personal. Even if you're not the one affected, this is still one big community, the VTuber community. We're already a niche community. You know, especially, like, streaming is a niche community on its own. VTubing is an even more niche community. So it does feel personal, and it's just like, wow, like this is actually happening. Where is my dinosaur. Here you go. You weren't around for the Godzilla incident? It's okay, you don't need to know what it is. It is an unfortunate event that I keep trying to repress. Let's see. Where'd you go? This is my war sec. Was it you? Oh my gosh. Okay, it wasn't you guys, because you are hatched. There you go. Wait, it wasn't you. Ah, my gosh! It was you. There we go. You're back. Get back to work. Alright, guys. Let's go ahead and get you guys assigned. Alright, the next thing on my list is the movie Sinners. If you guys haven't seen the movie, please go watch the movie. It is such a good movie. Oh my god. It's an amazing movie. It is so good. I didn't expect to like it. The only reason that I even heard about it, apparently they've been doing a whole press tour and I've just missed it. Anyway, I've only heard about it when I was back home like 2 weeks ago. I was just sitting in the kitchen and I see a commercial and I see Michael B. Jordan. I was like, hey, Michael B. Jordan. And then he was coming out in a movie. Now, I didn't really, the first time I saw it, I didn't get a whole glimpse of the movie. I just saw like a little bit. And at the end of close to the end of the commercial, I saw something that looked like a vampire, but I wasn't too sure. And I was like, wait, is this a vampire movie? And instead of doing, you know, the smart thing and Googling the movie Sinners and seeing what the concept is about at least, or, you know, going on YouTube and watching the trailer on YouTube and not on TV, I was like, huh, oh well, guess I'll never know. I don't know why. And then later on again, there was the commercial, the same commercial, and I was like, ooh, it's the same one. So then I stayed put, and at the end, that's when I saw the vampires. I was like, it is a vampire movie. Okay, all right, yeah. And so later, like that same day, it was actually Good Friday. So we were leaving my aunt's house because she was having, she was hosting a dinner, and me and my brother were like heading home, and I was just like, you want to go see Sinners? It's a vampire movie, and he loves vampires. And I was like, yes. So we went to go see the movie, and it was phenomenal. It was the greatest last minute decision ever. Oh my god. It's probably my favorite movie of the year so far, and it's only been like 4 months. It is such a good movie. There is so much to it. It's not just about vampires, but it is so good. Oh my god. The director, oh my god, his name Ryan Coogler. If I mispronounced that, I probably did. I am sorry. I'm horrible with words and names. Fantastic. Fantastic director. Super talented. I can't even put into words. Movie is amazing. I want to see it many times. I also want to see it with subtitles because one of the speakers was not working in the theater that we went to. And also they speak with a very heavy, like, southern 1930s Mississippi accent. So, and me with my, not good hearing, I kind of did have a hard time. So, I want to rewatch it with subtitles. But this is a movie that I will actually want to have a physical copy of. And I don't think I've said that about movies recently. That's how good it is. Oh, there's one that's struggling. Okay, let me go back to my other base. I'll come back in a minute. Someone's struggling over here. I saw it pop up. So, if you haven't seen the movie, spoilers, because I want to talk about it. Who is suffering? And who's not willing to do any tasks? Is it you? Yes, I'm gonna wait here. Alright, while we're waiting. So it is a vampire movie, and yes, agree, Kaiser. It's putting in spotlight an American dark moments, especially for the natives and the Irish. 100% agree. And there are so many creators out there, specifically like native, black creators, Irish creators as well, that are speaking on this, and they are making amazing videos, content on TikTok, shorts. I'm going to leave that to them because they're speaking on it better than I ever could. It is amazing. The research that the director put into this movie is insanity. Oh, wait, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Nah, I'm sorry, wrong one. Where'd you go? Where are you going? Gotcha. I don't care if you're in good condition. You only... Oh. Okay, well then never mind. Well, I already picked you up. Anyway. Where was I? Yes. So they did so much research in this. So, Annie, the hoodoo woman, who was Smoke's wife. I don't know if they're actually husband and wife, but I'm gonna call her wife. Apparently, she was wearing a specific color of, it's called haint blue, and that's H-A-I-N-T. If you don't know what a haint is, it's like a spirit. I learned this recently too. I didn't know what a haint was. It's like an evil spirit, and her being a spiritual woman wore haint blue as a way to like protect herself. I was like, oh my god, I didn't even know that detail. This is something I learned from watching the black creators. So thank you very much for that. That's why I said I'm gonna leave this to them. I am learning so much. While upon first watching the movie, there's the obvious, the vampires being white and then coming in and destroying a black party. We totally get that analogy. That was not lost on us. Totally fine. So like stuff like that, there were some things that were obvious. But there was some other stuff that wasn't. Like for example, Annie wearing hates blue. Not only that, but Smoke is also, his color was blue. Although I don't know if his was a haint blue. I did not see if his was, or if it was just coincidence that he was blue. Either way, wonderful, amazing. I loved it. One cow is in. That's fine. Another thing I learned was the Indians that were in the movie. Oh, Indians is a horrible word. I apologize. The Native Americans that were in the movie. There were the Choctaw. I think I'm mispronouncing that. Choctaw? Indians again. I'm sorry. That is something that I need to correct myself. The Choctaw natives. And that is important. Even though they had a very small scene, it was important. Because apparently the Choctaw natives and the Irish have a connection. So I've learned that the Choctaw actually raised money to send to the Irish. Back then it was $150, which I know in now times isn't a lot, but back then it was significant to help during the potato famine. Which I learned that. I'm like, oh my god. So thank you to the Native American content creators and to the Irish content creators for bringing that fact to light. I did not know that at all. Okay, this is kind of bothering me now. Maybe I should put you over here. No, but then it's gonna take all this space. Oh. Now I don't know what to do. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Okay, let's do that. And let's remove this one. Sorry, cows. I got distracted. Hold on. Okay. I think this will make me happier. My cows are leveling up. Okay, let's see how it looks from the sky. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, learning a lot about this. Something that a lot of other people did not know is the one drop rule. If you don't know the one drop rule, back then in those horrible times, if you even had one drop of black, quote, blood in you, you were considered black. Even though you looked pale as fuck and were white, you were still considered black. Legally, you were considered black. That is something a lot of people did not know, but that's just how horrible the Jim Crow era was, that you couldn't even have one drop of being black without, and you'll still be discriminated. Even though you don't look black, as long as you have that one drop of blood in you, they're going to consider you black and they're going to mistreat you. That's how racist they were. And I think it's fascinating that people are now, I mean, they should have known this, but not everybody knows, obviously, that people are learning that. So not only is this movie an entertainingly good movie, but people are learning about history, things that they didn't even know themselves. And there's this whole big discourse going on TikTok, Twitter, all the spaces, really, where all these cultures are coming together to share and point out the different things that this movie has exposed and brought to light, which I think is wonderful. I don't hate this. I don't know. There is something a little off about it, but I don't know what, so I'm going to leave it alone until I figure out what it is. I can't put it over there, so I'm just going to leave this because I clearly can't find anything else. Now, while I can't speak to the cultural, as it involves the black community, native community, and Irish community, I can speak to the vampire part of it. People are learning about vampires! That makes me so happy! As a vampire enthusiast, I love that people are learning about this. One of my favorite things is people are getting rid of their welcome mats. Yes, having a welcome mat or any sort of welcome sign on your front door counts as an invitation for the vampires. Someone took her welcome wreath thing. Wreath. It's one of those like welcome wreaths that you put on the door. She took hers, and then in parentheses she wrote on the bottom, it said, "Unless you're a vampire." I'm like, yes, you guys are learning. So while I can't speak to the other cultural aspects, I can't speak about the vampire aspects. So he did try to stay true to the lore of vampires. And here's the thing that I love about vampires. They are fictional creatures, right? They're not real. Yes, there are different stories about, vampiric creatures, but vampires themselves, they are not real. That is a fact. However, they all have, every vampire story, every vampire lore that has been out there and been exposed or been created, they all follow the same background, which I think is amazing. Not being, you can't go into a house or a home without being invited. Or, the sunlight. Actually, with the sunlight, not all vampires get killed with the sunlight. So sometimes in some lores for vampires, the sunlight doesn't kill them, but just makes them weak. So it just all depends on which lore. But I like that no matter which story the vampires come from, they all have like the same similarities. So I think it's just wonderful. But also what makes vampires great, again, because they are fictional, you can make up your own lore. You can do whatever you want. Take Twilight, for example. Instead of the vampires dying in the sun or getting hurt by the sun, they twinkle like diamonds. And nobody can stop that. Why? Because they're not real. You can make up your own stuff. And that's what makes vampires so fun. Somebody pointed out that in the movie Sinners, the vampires have different colored eyes. So we have Remick, the main vampire that turns everyone else. He has red eyes. But Stack, he has blue eyes. And Mary has green eyes. Now, depending on which lore the director is basing his vampires on, it could be because of rank. It could be because of diet. And even though they were just turned, it still could be affected by diet. If they hadn't bit anybody. So Mary did bite Stack, but we don't see that Stack bit anybody. He was trying to bite his brother, but he didn't succeed. So it could be that's why his eyes are blue. So in some instances, some vampire eyes are blue because they haven't drank human blood yet. Excuse me. So because they haven't drank human blood, their eyes are blue. Versus if their eyes are red is when they're more in tune with the vampirism. Why Mary's eyes are green, I have no idea. That I haven't read what the green means. But he could also make up his own lore. That's the beauty of it. This could be a whole new thing that we could add into the vampire encyclopedia. Ryan Coolidge. I'm very horrible with names. Ryan's Vampires, different color eyes because he said so. Totally fine. What if the mat says wipe your paws? It doesn't say to come in. Just wipe your paws. I think they'll be fine. But yeah, it's amazing that people are like learning about vampires and they're just connecting everything else. And the one thing one of the things that I like is that what we do in the shadows is trending. I'm like, yes, more people are finding about this show, even though the series already ended. People are finding out about it. It's great. Okay, why aren't you planting, actually? So I don't know what you're doing. You should be planting. I need you to work. Plant the vegetables, my guy. Get to work. No, wait. But I put you with planting. Wait, you have planting. Hold up. Do you not have a planting ability? Yes, you do. So what's up? Exactly, welcome to the show. And what's so funny is a lot of people are like, I think I would turn into a vampire if I was asked. And a lot of people are like, yeah, that's fine. And it's so funny because remember in the show what we do in the shadows, Guillermo for years wanted to be a vampire. Like that's what he wanted to do. But he was never turned in like the 10 years that he was working for Nandor. Finally, he gets turned into a vampire and he couldn't do it. He couldn't kill a person. And so every time I see like a whole bunch of people saying, oh yeah, like we want to be vampires and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you guys say that, but I think a majority of you are going to end up like Guillermo. Like, I just feel like that's what's going to happen. You're going to turn into Guillermo. And when the time comes to kill a human being, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. I'm sorry. I mean, you got to realize when it comes to being a vampire, it's not just looking sexy and being hot eternally. There's some crimes you have to commit. But it's fun to dream, I guess. And then there's also my gosh, I could be getting this wrong, but was it Castlevania, not Nocturne, the first one? Maybe I'm confusing it with another animated vampire thing that I can't remember. But wasn't there in Castlevania a woman that was turned into a vampire against her will, and the first thing she did was walk into the sun? Like, she killed herself because she didn't want to be a vampire. I feel like it was Castlevania, but also I feel like I could also be confusing it with some other vampire show. Anyway, but yeah, some people just don't want to be vampires. Also, in Castlevania, this one I do know is Castlevania, at the end of the second season, I just don't remember her name. It was the vampire Lorne? I'm not even gonna try. It was the one that was locked up in the room with Hector, one of Dracula's human employees. I can't even think of the word for it. But she was trapped in the room with Hector, And she just couldn't do it anymore. She's like, this is how I'm gonna spend eternity. I'm out. And she just walks into the sun. Like, she spent so much time as a vampire, but now her freedom is taken away. So she was like, no. And she just walked into the sun and dipped. You gotta realize, when it comes to being a vampire, it's not all fun and games. There are some hard, heavy stuff with it. But I do like that people are joining into in learning about vampires. Even with the existential crises that are coming up. I think I've just been into vampire lore for so much that I'm just like, I don't think I'd want to be a vampire. I could not hurt another person. Also, I don't know, just doing that, I don't think I could. I mean, I'd probably live off of pig blood or something. Oh, that's another reason why vampires' eyes could be of a different color. Some vampires don't drink human blood and they drink animal blood. I mean, what's the difference between that and eating a pork chop? Oh, and here's another thing that I don't think I'd want to be a vampire. So depending on the lore, so the vampires in What We Do in the Shadows cannot eat human food. They throw up, they get sick. The vampires in Castlevania can eat human food and it'll be fine. Obviously, they get their nutrition from human blood, but they can eat people food. If I can't eat cake, I don't want to be a vampire. I'm sorry. What's the point of living eternally if I can't eat cake ever again? If I can't drink wine ever again? We are put on this earth to enjoy life's pleasures. And you're going to take that away from me just so I can be undead and drink blood for all of eternity? I don't think so. No. I'm not going to have immortality over cake. I'm not choosing that. No. I don't think so. If someone came to offer me like, hey, do you want to be a vampire for all eternity? And only drink human blood for the rest of your life and never have a piece of cake or drink wine? I'm sorry, but just take me out. Don't, just, no, I'm sorry. No, no. I can't have wine. I can't have a cookie. I can't eat pizza. I can't have tamales? Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. No, just end me. End me right now. Don't turn me. No, thank you. I am here to eat good food and have a good time, and if being a vampire is going to stop either one of those, I'm gonna pass. Thank you. The vampire equivalent of cake. Human blood. Like rich human blood. I don't know, virgin blood. I know in Castlevania, well, not just Castlevania, in a bunch of different vampire lores, virgin blood is like pure blood. Which I don't know what sex and blood have to do with anything. Okay. Okay, I need you to plant stuff. Why is nobody planting things? Okay, I have enough handy stuff, so I need you to plant. That is your job. Yep. You're not here. But I am going to do this. Exactly, being a vampire is a curse. Actually, let's do this, and let's do this. I do need you to transport, but I also need you to... You don't need to do this. You know what? Let's just stop you guys from doing anything else. I have enough transporters. Yep. Yeah, being a vampire is a curse. It's not something that is wished upon. Even Remick. Remick has been a vampire in the movie Sinners. What we can assume for 1,000 years, because he talks about in the end of the movie, before he explodes by the sun, he talks about his father's land being taken away by the people that recite the same prayer that Sammy is saying. So it's been a while that he's been a vampire, and he's lonely. He wants Sammy's musical gift because he wants to see his ancestors. He wants a community. He's all alone. He can't even be in the sun anymore. One of my favorite things is sunbathing. I wouldn't be able to do that if I was a vampire. Oh, no. It's a curse. It really is. Now, at the end, Stack and Mary got to be together for eternity. That's fine. But we don't know any of the struggles that they went through. Remick was all alone. That's why he was so focused on Sammy. Like, it's a curse. It's not a blessing. It's something that nobody wants. I mean, yeah, it's theoretically it's like, oh, all right, but it's when you're by yourself like that, it sucks and it's sad. Even in What We Do in the Shadows. So, Nandor, there was a period in the show. If you haven't seen the show, sorry, spoilers. The show is over. You can watch it on Hulu. Mini spoilers. There was a point in the show where Nandor touches on this, that he's alone. Like, yes, he has, you know, his friends, and he has, you know, his familiar Guillermo, but he's not like, he doesn't have a partner for eternity. You know, he has people that he's dated, but they're not vampires. And he just wanted somebody to spend his eternity with, but he couldn't find one. And we do touch on, and you do feel bad for him, because it's like, damn, that sucks. So you get to see, yeah, you know, the fun side with the other vampires, but then you see the sad side with Nandor, and it's like, oh, I didn't even think about that. If vampires did exist, it wouldn't be like the movies. It'll be Xeno hate on both sides, and we'll try to wipe each other out for sure. Yeah, exactly. Fighting over differences. Yep. Oh my gosh. Doesn't that happen in shit. Oh, I'm trying to remember. I feel like that's already happened. Was it an Abigail? No. It wasn't Abigail. I'm trying to remember. Well, I know it happens in Castlevania when everybody goes to Dracula's castle. There's a lot of infighting and talking down amongst themselves. It definitely has it. Like, it's there. So much milk. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Not like I have other plans. Let's just take it off. It's gonna take me a minute. I'll get there eventually. But we do see, actually, like I said, in Castlevania, where the vampires are infighting amongst themselves. And Carmilla definitely looks down on the other vampires. Yep, natural selection. That's just how it is. The weaker ones are going to be overthrown by the stronger vampires. Because as much as vampires look like humans and can fake it, at the end of the day, they are vampires. They're creatures. They're not human. They are creatures, and if they follow the law of creatures, it's going to be the strongest comes out on top. That's how it is. Can I go here? Yes, I can. Uh-oh, might be in time for my nasal spray. I'm feeling myself get nasally. Damn it. If I start to sound like Lois Griffin, I'm sorry. These damn allergies. Competitive racism. Yep. So, if you're new to vampire lore because of the movie Sinners, things you gotta know about vampires if you haven't picked it up from the movie. The movie did touch on the basics of vampires, which is great. You know, they can't go in unless they're invited. Garlic, stake to the heart, and then the sunlight. Those are some of like the main basics of vampires. Why can't they be invited in? There are many theories as to why they can't be invited in. One is because of the European descent of vampires, that's where they originate from, supposedly. Apparently, it's rude to just walk into somebody's house. That's one theory. Another theory, this theory that I like, is because turning into a vampire, it is a curse, and it is evil. Whether you like it or not, vampirism, it is evil. They do come from the depths of hell. They are creatures of hell. Whether they are the spawn of Satan or just evolutionized demons, there's different there's different backgrounds on different vampires. Dracula was supposedly the actual son of Satan in the movie Van Helsing. Was that the movie Van Helsing? No, that's a different one. I'm sorry, that I'm confusing it. In the movie Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman, Dracula made a deal with the devil, and that's how he became a vampire. I believe it was Castlevania with the Dracula where he was supposedly the son of Satan. I could be wrong. There's so many different oh, what the hell? He laughed. There's so many different origins of the vampires. I could be confusing it. But yeah, in some instances, vampires are the son of Satan. Vampires made a deal with Satan. Vampires are a form of demons that are just a higher evolution. There are so many different things. But at the end of the day, they come from hell. They are spawns of hell. That is what they do. That's their thing. So they are evil. So the reason why they need an invitation to come into the house is because in order for evil to actually take hold of you, you need to invite it in. You know, when you make a bad decision or when you decide to be a horrible person, you make that decision and you invite it in. Evil cannot take over unless you allow it to. And so that is one of the theories as to why vampires need an invitation, is because you need to willingly invite evil into you. So that's one theory, and I like that theory. I feel like there's more complexities to that theory versus can we come in. So they need an invitation to come in. So like I said before, get rid of your welcome mats. It very much counts. Why can't they survive in sunlight? In some instances, it just weakens them, and others, like in the movie Sinners, it kills them because it is a curse. Vampirism is a curse, and they are forbidden from enjoying human pleasures, and the sun is a human pleasure. It just is. Like, they can't enjoy the sunlight anymore. They're not allowed to. The sun is a wonderful gift that they can no longer enjoy. They are night creatures now. That is when all the demons come out. And vampires are part of that. So yeah, the sun will either kill them or weaken them or turn them into shiny diamonds, as in Twilight. I do not like that. I do not like that at all. But you know what? Whatever. Can't fight it. It's already out there. It exists. Which reminds me, the guy that played Remick, the Irish vampire, he said he did a lot of like studying on vampires except for Twilight. He's like, I didn't watch that one. He's like, I watched Interview with the Vampire. He watched like all these other shows. He's like, not Twilight. Valid. That is so valid. Don't do that. I mean, unless you want to consume all of the media, but you know, with your yeah, exactly. It's non-canon. But you know, if you want actual true vampire lore, don't use that as research. I just thought that was funny that he's literally just like, not Twilight. Let's put this What's in here? Imagine a vampire walks up to a house. Can I come in? And someone enters. I don't know. Can you? I don't know. Can you come in? Why do you need permission to come in? Gotta have that garlic ready too. Ooh, picking up all these coins. Yes. Alright. Can I take anything else to sell? You guys are great. Hard at work. Wonderful. Are you gonna be too heavy? No! Excellent. Let's sell my crops. I don't want the stone. Oh, well, whatever. Here, I'll just do this. Discard. Yes. And another thing. So snakes and vampires do go hand in hand in symbolism. Some could be because of the familiarity. Similarity of the fangs. Also, snakes have always been, you know, rooted with evil and stuff. But there are people, specifically Christians, I went to the wrong one, who are being ridiculous about this movie. I saw a video where this girl got up in the middle of the theater and started preaching. Another person said they started praying. And I'm like, calm down. Like, they're saying that this movie is evil and that it's like a possessed devil movie. And I'm like, first of all, it's called Sinners. What did you expect? And also, it's about vampires. Vampires are evil. Like, calm down. It's a vampire movie. Don't be ridiculous. Like, snakes and vampires go hand in hand. Like I said, they're gonna be there. And then people are like, oh, the snake is the symbol for the devil and blah, blah, blah. You need to repent after watching this movie. I'm like, bro, do you guys, like, not watch other vampire movies? Like, what makes you, if you're against all of this, what makes you, a person who is a, quote, devout Christian, want to see a movie called Sinners? Why would you want to go see that? And why would that attract you? Which, by the way, this other creator made a very good point. If you truly are saved by the Lord, a movie would not be affecting you. Like, are you lying? Like, if you really are saved, this media of fiction would not be any danger to you. And I like that. That's so valid and that's so fair. Yes, money. Oh, you gotta go to work. I do have to go to work tomorrow. I'll actually be wrapping this up soon. I didn't realize what time it was. People have called Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Evil. Yeah, promoting witchcraft. Yes, I remember when people were like, say, condemning Yu-Gi-Oh! When it first came out. I'm like, I'm just playing with my cards here. When Pokemon Go came out, oh my god, the Spanish channels were calling it evil and that it was possessing your children and you shouldn't be allowing your children to play Pokemon Go. And I'm like, if you're gonna stop your kids from playing Pokemon Go, you know what, I'm just gonna take the whole thing. Maybe have it be because they're being irresponsible with it, but not because it's an evil possessed game. I don't know. Ooh, vampire lore got from the anime Eminence and Shadow. Those who got turned into vampires have a chance to return to human if they resist the vampire ways. Ooh, that's interesting. I did hear, well, it's not here. I watched in What We Do in the Shadows when Guillermo turned into a vampire. He was able to turn back because Nandor killed Derek. Derek is the vampire that turned Guillermo. And as soon as he killed Derek, now Guillermo did not drink human blood. No, wait, he did. He took a sip of human blood, but that was it. So I take it back. So Nandor killed Derek, the one that turned Guillermo, and Guillermo rejected the vampire thing, which was just a fake ceremony that Nander did. Have sweet dreams. Thank you for stopping by. They freaked out over the word evolution. Of course they did. So Nandor killed Derek, and Guillermo was able to turn back. However, at that time, he had already been a vampire for a month. So when he turned back into a human, he aged a month. So that was another way that he turned back human, which I thought was interesting. I haven't seen a vampire turn back into a human. So I thought that was cool. But now you're saying that there's a chance for vampires in this lore to return if they resist the vampire ways. So that's 2 ways they could go back into humanity. Vampire lore is just so cool. There's just so much to it. And like I said, you can make up your own vampire lore and no one can stop you. It's great. And as long as it makes sense and kind of sticks true to what the core of a vampire is, we'll accept it. Which is why we haven't accepted Twilight, because what the fuck is that? But we've accepted all these other lores because it connects and ties back to what a vampire is. Oh, and the songs in the movie are amazing. Oh my god. That, was it the song, oh my god, Road to Dublin? The one that Remick was singing when they were all like dancing in the circle and he was doing his little Irish jig. That song is so catchy.
Hey.
That song is in my head. It's so good. Honestly, that probably would have gotten me to go outside. It's like, oh, all right, it's a dance circle. All the songs in the movie were great. I like how the movie was a musical, but not a true musical. Like, the music was symbolically important to the plot. Like, it wasn't like a musical where people just break out in song, right? Like, the music was very important and very significant, especially to Remick, because that's how he wanted to connect with his ancestors. But there was so much importance into the music. I absolutely loved that detail. It was beautiful. Songs are great. And if you have Spotify, there's apparently some Easter eggs in Spotify with the soundtrack of the movie, where they have newspaper clippings. And you have to read the newspaper clippings because they're really interesting. Some of the clippings talk about what the brothers were doing when they were working for Al Capone. It doesn't say explicitly, but, you know, with the context clues and reading it, you can be like, oh, that's what they were doing. Another clipping was a boat coming from Ireland crashing. No survivors, so you can kind of be like, oh, is that how Remick got on there? Pay attention to the dates, too, that are on those newspaper clippings. Everything is connected. This movie has so much research and so much detail. It's phenomenal. Like, so the ending of the movie, very big spoiler, when Sammy kills Remick. So, in the beginning, Sammy's dad wants him to be a preacher just like him, right? And of course, Sammy's like, I really like music, that's what I want to do. And later on in the movie, Smoke tells Sammy, hey, don't be a musician. Just go do what your dad said, stay away from this world and be a preacher. And of course, Sammy is like, no, I'm gonna do it, like, you can't stop me. And then Stack is like, I think he's a pretty good musician. Like, he was impressed with his singing, right? But he's being told by not only his dad, but by his cousin, who he admired and looked up to be a preacher and to not pursue the line of music. You know, his cousins went out there. They left that town and they went to go, quote, make a name for themselves. And so they know the outside world, and they're like, it's no good, just stay here, stay where you are, be a preacher, and just live peacefully as much as you can. So that was already in his head. At the end, when he starts praying and essentially baptizing, because, you know, they're in water, the prayers aren't working. And honestly, as a preacher's son, he should know that evil can recite scripture. Like, that's a very famous thing. That honestly, this was kind of like really annoying me that people were like, oh my god, this vampire is reciting scripture. What's going on? This movie is evil and it's like betraying religion. Like, okay, if you're new to vampires, vampires are very well known for mocking religion. They don't give a crap. And also, the devil can recite scripture. That is very widely known and stated in the Bible, if that's what you want to go. It's not a shock, okay? So Sammy being surprised that Remick is reciting the exact same words, come on, bro, you're a preacher's son. But he's saying that because he thought that would save him. In the end, what saved him was the guitar, because the guitar had silver on it. And so when Sammy kills Remick with the guitar, you know, well, he stops him. The sun actually killed him. Sammy links his guitar to helping him to save his life. So when he goes back to his home and his dad's telling him to drop the guitar, Sammy's not letting go of that guitar. Why would he? That guitar helped save his life. So he goes and he pursues music. Even though he has this gift to attract these spirits, he's also grateful to music for saving him, and for, even though it attracted the evil, it also saved him from the evil in a way. So I really liked how the music was really not just for funsies, right? Like a typical musical. It was very important, and the lyrics to the songs are also phenomenal. It's great. And yes, it does get a little slow to introduce you to the actual vampire. I know some people were complaining about the pacing on that, but I think it really sets the tone with the characters, and you get to know the characters, you get to see them, you get to fall in love with them. You get to really just develop this connection and see how each one of them are connected to each other. Excuse me. And then all of a sudden this vampire comes and fucks it all up. When the Native Americans, when they came in to warn everybody, they did their job, and they're like, you know what? You're not gonna listen? Goodbye. So that is also valid. I like how they tried to help. They saw that the people were clan. They weren't listening. They're like, you know what? Have a good day. The sun is setting. I don't need this. And then they dipped. Great. I do wish I've seen more of them, just because I thought they would be like really cool to see more of. We're gonna stop there for today, and we keep talking about the movie. Yeah, I got done what I needed done. Perfect. Everything saved, all good to go. So as much as I wanted to see more of the Native Americans, especially like with their vampire hunting skills, I totally get why they just dipped. Like, they tried warning the white people did not listen, then they left. So, valid, totally fair. I hope there is some sort of like prequel or something where we do get to see more of Remick and how he got turned, or his interaction with the Native Americans. I don't really want a sequel per se, but like a prequel or some sort of movie connection where we get to see more about Remick or the Native American vampire hunters, you know? I think that'd be really cool. A really cool visual novel. Native American vampire hunters. That'd actually make a really cool manga. A tongue. I do have a tongue. Nah. I can lick your screen if you want me to. Just nah. Wait, don't go anywhere. Your phone is really dirty. Let me clean your monitor. Ew. Whoa, what was that? Ew. Gross. So dusty. Let me clean up chat a little bit. Nah. Okay. Alright, I think it should be clean. Good enough. Hello, Hex. You have 22 more topics? Yes, amazing. Bring all your topics. Bring everything you want to talk about. Today was about vampires. Vampires and VTuber drama. Ooh, Native American against the Predator. Ooh. And that's as long as it goes. Nah. Anyway, Movie Sinners is great. I loved it. I will be watching it again with subtitles. I want to watch it 20 more times. It is just, it's so good. That is my conclusion. It's good. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, go watch it again. There are so many cultural ties to it. Everything is coming together. You have the Native Americans. You have the Black community. You have the Irish community. And then you have weebs like me coming in with the vampire context. Like, yes, let's talk vampires. All right. Oh, I did see, speaking of Predator, somebody asked the question, who would you survive more against, an alien or a predator? And I'm going to pick Predator because the Predator is going to scan me and be like, wow, she's full of chips and iced coffee. Yeah, she's not a threat. This girl hasn't eaten a proper meal in days. Yeah, okay. It probably wouldn't even look my way. It would just scan me and just walk away. If anything, if it's gonna kill me, it'll probably kill me because I'm just too weak. It's like, ew. It'll stomp on me like a bug. But honestly, Predator's gonna see the very small threat level that I am, and it's just not even gonna care. As long as I'm not holding a weapon or anything, I think I'll be fine against the Predator. It's fine. It's all good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. I thought I was gonna have a cough attack. Alright, all good. I have a feeling I'm gonna have more to say on this movie and vampires just in general tomorrow. So, be prepared for that. There's just so much. It's amazing. Again, all the research that was put into this movie, everything that's coming out, I love it. It's phenomenal. Hold on. I'm gonna say his name right because it's Coogler. Got it. Ryan Coogler, the genius that you are for this movie. Thank you. I mean, clearly you put in so much dedication into this. Oh, I almost forgot. The Chinese community as well. There were three technically with the daughter, 3 Chinese characters that were in there, and you got to see their ancestors during that scene in the barn with Sammy singing. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. They are also, so you have the Native Americans, you have the Black community, you have the Irish community, you have the Chinese community, you have the vampire nerd community, all coming into this movie, touching on different topics, different aspects in American culture as a whole, and mixing it with a supernatural entity to create a beautiful musical masterpiece. If it's not movie of the year, I don't know what is. Phenomenal. Great movie. And like I said, there will be more things I will probably talk about that will come up. Predator scan won't recognize me. No. It probably won't even be worth scanning me. It'll just walk past me like, oh, the fuck? Oh, before I forget, I did see the re-release of episode 3 for Star Wars. Absolutely bawling. Yep. I did post a picture of the popcorn bucket in Discord, which is so cool. The popcorn comes out of his head, and then on the bottom there's a switch where like it does his breathing. You just hear I'm like, oh my god, it's amazing. So we saw the re-release of it, which episode 3 always makes me cry. I don't care how much people criticize it. It's literally my favorite episode because no matter how many times I've seen it, it gives me the same emotions. Like I could feel in my chest when the scene with Obi-Wan and Anakin, right before Anakin jumps and Obi-Wan cuts off his leg, I can feel my chest hurting because I know it I know what's gonna happen, and I'm just like, I love that episode. I love that they re-released it for the 20th anniversary. Can't believe it's been 20 years. But yeah, that's where I got it. It was a popcorn bucket for the re-release of Star Wars, which the theater in LA got Hayden Christensen and Samuel L. Jackson. They showed up to the theater in LA with their lightsabers, and I'm like, oh, lucky. So I was like, damn it. But it was still a good time. Everybody here was like in the theater where we were all quoting lines in the movie together, which was amazing. Just everyone coming, everybody clapping at the same time. It was amazing to be in a theater full of other nerds, Star Wars nerds, and just rewatching this movie together. It was an experience. There was a conversation. I posted this conversation in Discord, but if you haven't seen it, so as the movie is going to play, there's these two guys sitting behind us. So Hayden Christensen shows up right before the movie, you know, saying thank you for 20 years and enjoy the re-release. But as soon as he comes up, the guys behind us, guy number one, he's just like, man, he's old as fuck. And then the guy next to him was like, yeah, we're old as fuck. And then the first guy's like, oh, right. I don't know, I just thought that was so funny. Like the realization that like, oh yeah, we've also aged 20 years. Yeah, we have. I just being together in the theater, it was so great. I loved it. You know, you haven't been to the theater in like 8+ years. That is valid. That's valid. I don't really go very much. There are some movies where I'm just like, yeah, all right, let's go have a theatrical experience. The Star Wars re-release is a theatrical experience that I wanted to see, especially with my favorite episode. The movie Sinners was a last minute experience. That's because we were like bored and didn't know what else to do, and then we watched Sinners because I saw the commercial and I was like, ah, cool, totally worth it. But yeah, I don't really go to the theater either. I think before this, the last movie I saw was in theater was Moana 2, and that's because my cousins wanted to go see it and I went along with them because, you know, they can't drive because they're 10. So I went with my mom. Otherwise it would have been my mom with the like 4 10-under-year-olds. So I was like, yeah, I'll go with you, I'll join you. I did see Deadpool and Wolverine. That was good theatrical experience. Anything else? Venom 3, I saw that one. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's very sporadic that I go to the theaters. Yeah. Lazy porn half of the time was COVID time. That exactly valid, super valid. And also, if they're gonna be like on our streaming services, I'd rather just wait too. Like if they're gonna come out, totally fine. I'll just wait for that. I'm okay. Like Wicked, I didn't watch it in the theater. I'm like, it's gonna come out on streaming services soon, so I'll just wait. And I did, and there we go. And now I can watch it on my TV without paying anything extra. I'll just wait. That's just been my mindset for a lot of movies. Like if I do go to the theater, it's because I'm going with someone or there's a special re-release of Star Wars. But like, yeah, really, I mean, other than the re-release of the Star Wars Episode 3, I don't really go unless like someone else is like, hey, let's go watch a movie. I'm like, sure. That's it. So yeah, I mean, I'm also not like a huge theater person, especially with the way people have been acting in theaters lately. Theater etiquette has just gone down, and it's like making people, especially like people like me and others, we don't want to go anymore. Like, I'm afraid that I'm gonna get the wrong audience. Like, that's one of the reasons why I didn't go see Wicked. I mean, other than, you know, it's gonna be streaming soon, but that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to go see it, because people were singing in the theaters, I'm like, okay, listen, I'm pretty sure you have a great voice, but I paid, like, if I would have gone, I would have paid to hear the professionals sing these musicals, not the person next to me. So, like, that's why I didn't want to go, because people were singing and ruining the whole experience. I'm like, I'd rather just wait and watch it in the comfort of my own home. And then with this whole Minecraft movie where people are, like, freaking out over the, was it chicken jockey thing? And like causing a mess and ruining the movie for other people. I saw this person who they made a video and they're like, I was in the theater during one of these horrible chicken jockey experiences. I didn't even get to finish watching the movie because everybody got kicked out. He's like, even though me and my friend did not participate, we all got kicked out of the theater. Like, so I didn't even finish watching the last part of the movie. I think he said it was like the last 30 minutes of the movie. No refund, nothing. And I can't even be mad at the theater because it was all these other people that were causing mayhem. Like, and they just did what they had to do. But because of these other people, I lost out on the movie, I lost out on the ticket, and I lost out on money. And it sucks. So, like, I totally understand why people aren't going anymore. Yeah! People in the theater, on the park, airplanes, bus, subway. Yep. Random people downgrade the experience. Yeah, people have lost public etiquette. And we need to go back to that, please. At some point, we gotta stop blaming COVID. I mean, yes, COVID is a big factor into why people are acting that way. But at some point, we gotta start knocking some sense into people again. Because it can't continue like this. Being outside can be fun, but when other people ruin the experience, it just makes you not want to leave your house anymore, and it sucks. Boo. That's all I can say is boo. Boo to those people. Tomatoes. Rotten fruits. Just chuck it at them. Don't actually chuck it at them. I am not insinuating public violence. All right, yeah. Thank you for joining me today, guys. I missed you all very much. I know a lot happened while I was gone, but let's all reel it in. Let's all breathe, and let's hope for better days and positivity and goodness all around. We'll keep chatting tomorrow. Bring all your topics. Not sure what we'll do tomorrow. I'm still deciding. Maybe we'll do Master Duel, or maybe we'll play this random game that I found. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. We'll keep chatting, playing, having fun. I hope you all have sweet dreams and have a good night. Bye.